My Lord, counsel for accused number 2, Mr. Ramasipili, called this morning to say that he's held up and that he'll be here around 10:30. As it's 17 minutes past 10 at the moment. He called the registrar to relay the message, but he said he couldn't get in touch with him. But he said he'll explain fully when he arrives at court.
All right.
What a difference in the air inside Phakathi within Judge Ratha's courtroom, especially since he issued out an apology not only to South Africans, but his colleagues and the gentlemen in the dock inside Phakathi, the courtroom, the JP, the Chief Justice, everybody. Okay, everybody got an apology. It felt like Oprah when she says, "You get a car, you get a car, you get a car." But then the question on everybody's mind is, what's going to happen when Umnisi Wemvula arrives? How is the day going to start? Is there going to be tension? Is he going to address him too, personally, on a one-on-one level? Maybe in chambers, or even out loud, and apologize to him as well. Is he going to acknowledge that he completed the champions race? I know, it's not something that is necessary to do, but it is the Ubuntu thing to do. No? Am I wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, surprise, surprise, there was a diversion, okay? There was a diversion of our attention. Ramasipili came late. Well, yeah. So Baloyi had to break the news to the judge that, hey, Ramasipili's not here. He called me. He said he tried to call the registrar. Even the registrar is checked out. Okay, the registrar is like, nobody call me. Nobody call me. I don't want to get into all this whole mess ever again. You guys deal with it. The judge says call him direct. Of course, you can't call the judge direct. However, let's go over there to Judge Ndim's courtroom. What did Judge Ndim set up for his group? They had a WhatsApp group, I believe, and they had a Teams group, and then they had some kind of online portal where all the evidence, all the exhibits were uploaded electronically. That's Judge Ndim. Judge Ndim doesn't play like that. Okay, this thing of Baloyi saying, yeah, no, I sent it to them, and nobody actually knowing if it was actually done. Can I have the read receipt? Baloyi doesn't do all that. But Judge Ndim is on top of it when it comes to technology. So they had a Teams group. So technically, they could say whatever to the judge in the Teams group. But then what that means is everybody else gets to see. So it's on CC. So therefore, protocol is followed. I don't know. But yeah, back to Judge Ratha's courtroom. So yeah, that's basically what happened. We didn't get the morning show we were looking for because now we had to sit in silence. Like the silence where a pin could drop. Okay? Guess who was just having the time of their lives while they're waiting for Ramasipili? Accused number 1, accused number 2, Mzansi. And who? Bongani Mzansi. They were just chatting away. Just another day in the court. But I think maybe for Muzi, he was just happy to see Umnisi back. I think that Muzi probably gets anxiety. He has experienced what it's like for your lawyer not to come back, not because they've quit, but because they have passed away. So when Baloyi said Rams is not going to be there, he's running late, he sent me a message, he's going to fully explain what happens when he comes. And the judge just said, okay. I was like, wait, one word? Where are the fingers? Where's the outrage? Where is the experience that Ngomezulu had? And then I say to myself, the outrage was very loud when he said racist statements that affected everybody who was black within the judicial system. Then they all came out to comment on it. I could be wrong. But did they also come out to comment on the treatment, the abuse Ngomezulu was receiving in that courtroom as a man who had a doctor's note, who ended up passing away? Ngomezulu's last memories in the court are not of a judge who had Ubuntu for his well-being. But let's hear what happens because Rams finally makes it. Rams finally enters the building.
Yeah, sorry for the belated arrival as the court pleases.
Okay.
Has Judge Ratha lost control of his courtroom? Is the courtroom now a cakewalk, a walk in the park? I mean, Advocate Ramasipili walks in and says, "Morning, my lord. I'm sorry for the late arrival." And my lord looks up and says, "Okay." And it ends there. Wow. That was beautiful. Come on now. That was beautiful. Did the judge look like he was exercising restraint? No. Well, whatever his wife finally said, whatever the DP, whatever the JP and the TJP said, and their friends and the political this and the people he's to, whoever called the judge from the time he uttered those words in the courtroom, it seemed to have an impact. But the question is it a long-lasting impact? How long will this last? Will this happen again? Somebody said, it's part of old age. He's going to forget, and back comes Ratha, the one we know. When Ramasipili made his apologies, or should I say his entrance, the judge didn't do what he normally do. Ooh, look at that. The English is playing tricks on me. He didn't do what he normally does. He didn't mutter under his breath. He didn't throw his fingers up and down. He didn't give him a lecture. Remember, Baloyi said, when Rams comes, he's going to explain to you what is the cause of him being late. What does Rams do? Good morning, my lord. I'm sorry I'm late. Not that I need to know what happened to Rams. It's, all eyes are on the judge right now. All eyes are on the judge. Even politicians want to see me, and I don't know why. I've seen your comments where you guys saying it's not going to last. It is not going to last. But isn't it beautiful to watch that we can just go there to focus on the main reason we're all gathered in the courtroom? The SENZO MEYIWA trial, justice for SENZO MEYIWA trial. And today, as you already know, Baloyi did finally, he wrote down his heads of arguments per the demands of the defense team. He wrote down his heads of arguments with regards to the recalling of Mabasa and Ndlovu. So he does the heads of arguments. So we're going to jump to the next video and do that in a separate video so that, this one isn't too long. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know. Is this what court is going to be like? Finally, it's going to feel like a courtroom. No more tension. I think as well for the advocates, each and every single one of them, it's not going to be getting out of bed and saying, man, I can't believe I'm about to go back there. Because it can only be difficult. But we heard Dalimpofu said as advocates, they are used to the abuse. Those were his words, not mine. They're used to the abuse by magistrates and judges. So maybe it comes with the terrain and we're just thinking, oh my goodness, this is awful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. Bye.